Greetings! This is This, and I am me, and, welcome to the, Devin City Radio podcast, and, I don't usually say what the thing is, that's why I say this is This. Don't really, because, you can see it in the title, you know the title of the podcast already, but yeah, I guess that doesn't matter. But today we're going to be talking about, well, I don't really know what we're going to be talking about. You guys obviously already know, because once again it's going to be in the title probably. But I don't really have a direction. I don't really have anything I want to talk about, really, except for anything and everything. We'll just have to see where this goes, and maybe get some sort of direction established at some point. I'm not sure. I suppose I could talk about things I can see right now. Well, white chocolate Oreos. Well, they're not white chocolate Oreos. White fudge covered Oreos. Those are really good. Yeah. They're only sold during Christmas time, which I don't understand at all. It makes no sense. Except that makes them better, because as everyone knows, if you had the best things all the time, they wouldn't be the best anymore. So, it's bittersweet. They're not bittersweet. They're just sweet. They're sweet cookies, but the idea, the concept is bittersweet, because you only get a good thing for a small amount of time, but that makes it all the better. So, yeah, I love those. They're great. They're fabulous. I don't eat normal Oreos, really, but I eat those. I eat them just always. Just always have one of those in my mouth, just 100% of the time. So, yeah, there's that. And what are some other food items that should be around more often, or that should come back? Sometimes they just discontinue things that are really good, like chocolate Dunkaroos. Dunkaroos, I think they still make at least the the vanilla ones with the white. It's got the white confetti frosting, and you dunk the little graham cracker into it, the cinnamon graham cracker. I think they still sell those ones, but the other ones, they're just a normal graham cracker, not a cinnamon graham cracker, and it's chocolate frosting. Those were the best. Those were really, really great. I loved them. But it's okay, because you can kind of get the same effect if you just buy a can of chocolate frosting or make chocolate frosting and dunk graham crackers into it. That's pretty similar. So yeah, there's that. And what about those donuts? Oh, that's the telephone. Yeah. You're interrupting my podcast. Could you not? Okay, thank you. Thanks. So, yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. I like the donuts that are chocolate glazed, because I like cake donuts, and I like chocolate. So I like the chocolate glazed ones, but the really good ones, because they make chocolate glazed, but then they also make like chocolate cake donut with chocolate frosting on it. But those would be great and all, except the donut is kind of dries out if it's not completely encased in glaze. And so the ones with frosting on them, it's just frosting on the top, so the bottom is exposed, and so it dries all out. So really, to get the best of both worlds is when the most recent Men in Black movie came out, and they did special Men in Black donuts, and it was a chocolate cake donut covered in glaze. so that of course it wouldn't dry out. But then with chocolate frosting drizzled all across the top, and then it had sprinkles on it too. They were the best donuts I've ever had, but they don't make them anymore, and just kind of, makes you not really even want normal chocolate glazed donuts anymore, because like once you've had the best donut in the world, is any other donut really even worth it? Just something to think about. Yeah, I had a great week this week. I call it Fallout Week 2017 because I got to actually play a lot of Fallout 4, and I haven't been able to play it in a really long time. I haven't had time, but I had time this week, and so, I did that. If you've played that game, you probably are aware of the whole situation of what I'm doing right now, or if you're not, maybe it's brought it to light at this point. My inspiration for this podcast, and I hope I'm doing okay. But what else is there to talk about? We're only about 6-7 minutes in. I've already kind of run out of stuff, even though I never had anything to begin with. What about well, let's talk about Fallout for a second. Fallout 4. So really, does anyone play that game for any reason other than building settlements? I mean, why would you do that? I haven't even, spoiler alert, but my baby son got kidnapped right in front of my eyes at the start of the game, and I haven't looked for him at all. Not even one time. I did not try to look for him. I haven't done any of the main quests or anything. I don't even think I've found all the cities that you can find, but I've got quite a few settlements. That's good. That's good. That's what you want. Because really the settlements are the best part of the game. So that's nice. What about TV shows? What about TV shows? What TV shows do you like? Psych. It's a TV show I wish was still on, but Psych movie is coming out December 12th, I think. 12th of December, maybe? On the USA Network. That's going to be a good time. I miss Psych a lot. It's like my favorite show. It's really, really funny. It's kind of hilarious, actually. It's a show about a psychic detective. That's why it's called Psych. But it's like, psych, haha, psych, I gotcha, because, spoiler alert, but he's not really psychic, he's just pretending to be. So, yeah, Supernatural is another great show. Supernatural, I saw something the other day. I think it said that Supernatural was the longest running sci-fi series. Just in general, just ever, maybe? I don't know. But that's pretty awesome. They're on their 13th season, and I don't mean to be one of those types of people, but I started watching Supernatural during its first season on TV. My sisters and I, we would record it on VHS so that we could watch it later when we got done dance class. And so yeah, I've been there straight from the beginning. I'm not just one of those people that, is like, oh, that show's popular, I should watch it. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Not that there's anything wrong with not there's anything wrong with that type of person, but I just like it to be known that I'm not that type of person in this particular instance. So then the question bodes, I don't think that's proper wording, but we'll go with it. Who is better, Sam or Dean? And without giving away any sort of spoilers or anything, I'm gonna have to go with Dean. Dean is absolutely, obviously better than Sam is. I'm sorry if you're a Sam fan, but I'm not, so yeah. Castiel obviously is great too. I mean, pretty much all of the main characters are really great. They have a great cast. That's what makes it work so well. Even though, you know, it's been going on for 13 seasons now, it's still going strong because they've got a lot of great people. So yeah. How about we talk about something else now? Like I don't know. Well, what is there really to talk about in life? Can you really even talk about anything without talking about nothing at the same time? Because nothing is a thing. So I guess that all makes sense. Yeah. How about the weather we've been having? It's great, except I don't know where you are right now. You don't know where I am right now, so I mean, the weather might be good or bad for you, and actually, I said it was great around here, but I don't really even know if it was. Like I said, Fallout Week 2017, didn't go outside much, so maybe the weather was bad, and I'm not even sure. People who celebrate Christmas starting on November 1st. We could talk about that. I'd just like to say I don't even like Thanksgiving. I'm not even the kind of person that likes Thanksgiving. But I still think that you should wait until it's over before you celebrate Christmas. Honestly, for starters, it's the only holiday really that you sometimes have over a month to celebrate. Because even Halloween, people start celebrating it in October, and they have until the end of October. But sometimes Thanksgiving is before the 25th, and so technically you'd have more than a month's worth of days to celebrate Christmas. So I mean that's already more time than any other holiday, and you don't start celebrating Halloween on September 1st, you know, and Halloween's almost just as big as Christmas is. So plus, you know, we've been celebrating Christmas this way for like all of time. Ever since the beginning of Christmas. You know, you wait until Thanksgiving's over and then you celebrate it. So it works this way. If we celebrated it for more time, then people would maybe be sick of it by the time that it finally got to Christmas, and you don't want to be like, oh, finally Christmas is over. You know, you don't want to be sick of it when it finally gets here, and you kind of want to be like when you're putting the decorations away and stuff, you want to miss it. You want to be like, oh, already? No, please. So then you will look forward to it next year, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? I think that probably does make sense. So if you celebrate Christmas starting on November 1st, maybe please just don't. Even if you live somewhere else that doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm not saying it's exclusive to, you know, waiting until Thanksgiving is over necessarily. I think you don't need 2 whole months to celebrate it, because you don't celebrate any other holiday for that long, and you're already probably celebrating Christmas for the longest. So yeah, at least I'd wait till the end of November to celebrate that. We're about 15 minutes in now. How are you guys doing? Good? Are you doing well? Podcasts normally, I'd say, are probably about an hour long. Probably, maybe like 15 minutes sometimes, I guess. But this podcast is not going to be that long because I only have 37 minutes on my camera that were free. Because I was too lazy to get the other footage off of my camera first to free up space. So it could at the most be 37 minutes, but I think we're probably going to cut it a little bit shorter than that. I can't imagine anyone would still be listening at this point even, but if you are, then thank you. And I don't know what else. My feet are pretty cold right now. I do have socks on, but they have a chill. They have a chill. Maybe it's because the blood is kind of not out of them at this point because they're raised up. They're elevated. But hopefully I don't have that bad of circulation. So yeah. Trying to think of what else to talk about without leaving any blank airtime here on the radio. Sometimes they give you a slot of time to fill on the radio, and you just kind of have to go for it. Make sure there's no dead air because then they'll take it away and you won't have it anymore, and then it was your dream. All you wanted was to just have a little bit of airtime to get your thoughts out to the world. And they don't understand that sometimes you just have to think for a moment. Normally podcasts have sponsors as well. So putting out the call right now, if you would like to sponsor this podcast, that would be okay, probably. I will talk about your product or your brand if it's something that I believe in, of course. I don't want to be one of those people that just has a product sponsor them, and so they just read off a card of, oh, this is what this product does or gives or whatnot. I want it to be authentic. That's something that I believe in, so I think that's important. So some things that maybe if they wanted to sponsor me, Oreos, white fudge covered Oreos from Nabisco. If you would like to sponsor me, that would be great. Or you don't even have to pay me in money. You could just pay me in Oreos, white fudge Oreos, of course. But actually, now that I think about it, I can't get any sponsorships yet. I have to have a YouTube channel subscriber count of over 1,000, I think. We're not there quite yet. Currently, I am at 86 subscribers, and that's going up slowly but surely. So, Nabisco, you want to get back to me in a couple of years, maybe, and we'll get that partnership all sorted out. What else? What else? Sorry for a moment there, I just, I don't know. I just had to just be brain dead for a second there. How would you like to see a video of, me folding, not really folding, but okay, you know those, this is kind of random and weird, but you know baby dolls, and how they'll have like a little, excuse me, okay, really? Really? I can record a half an hour long video and have no phone ring. I've been recording for 20 minutes and it's rang twice? Really? Okay, are you done now? Thank you. Some people, so obnoxious, they think they can just call anyone whenever they want, and not care about the, consequences. Anyway, you know, baby dolls, how they'll wear little hats sometimes, like a beanie type, cap. Well, how would you feel about a video where I mold said cap into various different baby hat shapes? I don't really think there's any other proper way to explain it, or better way to explain it. You just kind of have to see it. It's a very cute baby doll, with some very silly hats. I think it's a great idea. Personally, I think it would be trending on the homepage. Kind of like, you know, just a fun time. So be on the lookout for that. I'm not sure if the world's ready for it just yet, but like I said, be on the lookout. Speaking of folding things, what do you use to fold things? Your hands. And what is on your hands? Fingernails. And what is on my fingernails? Nail art. My nails right now, they're a watermelon color, and they have two white stripes along the top. Kind of just a simple but effective design. So that's nice. Yeah. How many times do we have the rolling counter up on the screen of how many times I've said okay? That is a lot. Oh, you didn't put the counter up because you didn't want to count how many times? You didn't want to go back through and okay. That's, you know, that's understandable, I guess. I kind of wanted you to do that, but you know, it's fine. Well, I think it's about time we wrap this up, so we'll go into the final segment, the closing remarks, the final topic, the last thing that we're here to talk about today is Doritos. I'm hungry, so I keep talking about food. Doritos, not necessarily the important piece to talk about here, but really, I like to eat, have you ever had a fluffernutter? So a peanut butter, you know how there's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Well, take away the jelly and do peanut butter and fluff. Marshmallow fluff, yes, they call that a fluffernutter. So that's good, but even better than that is peanut butter and fluff on Ritz crackers sandwiched together. It's really a great snack. You should try that. But also, I like to eat that snack with Doritos, nacho cheese Doritos. Those two things together are just a very tasty treat. I figured out as a child at some point, at school, I would get peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a lot from the lunch line. because I didn't like their food that they had. And I figured out one day that Cheetos, crunchy Cheetos, are good dipped in peanut butter. I know that's really, it's really weird, but for some reason, cheese powdered snacks they taste really good with peanut butter. For some reason, I find that combo tasty. And try it out. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. You're not gonna like it. Nobody likes that. That's gross. That's disgusting. But I mean, I just thought I would share that with you. And actually, for the final statement, I will say one last snack that is good. And that would be, have you ever heard of Muddy Buddies? Muddy Buddies. You make them out of Chex Mix cereal. It's like a mixture of chocolate and peanut butter and butter that you melt and pour over, coat the cereal in it, and then you cover it all in powdered sugar. Well, those are okay. But what I actually prefer to do is just make the chocolate mixture. So chocolate chips and peanut butter and butter, melt that together, and then dip pretzels into it. And that's really good. It's even better than just having, well, if you like peanut butter anyway. Some people don't like peanut butter, or some people don't like peanut butter and chocolate as a combination together. But if you do, then I like that even better than if I was just, a chocolate covered pretzel. Well, this is a chocolate and peanut butter, and the butter, you have to add the butter. That's in one of the most important parts is the butter. So yeah, if you want to try any of those, go ahead, do that. The ratio, I mean, there's recipes online, of course, obviously, always, for these sorts of things, but you don't want to make too much. You don't want to make an entire batch of the chocolate that you would use for the Chex Mix. That would be way too much. But basically, I believe it's a half. However much chocolate chips you use, I would do about a half that amount of peanut butter, and then I would do about half the amount of peanut butter for the butter. Yeah, so there you go, there you have it. And that's all that we have time for today. But on next time's episode, which is to be determined, the topic will be to be determined as well. So I'd just like to thank everybody for listening and for tuning in to the Devin City Radio podcast. And yeah, that's all I have to say. They're giving me the signal. My time is just about up here. So bye bye.